Look who's getting a bath today. So the plan for the day is Onyx is going to get a bath, and then I'm going to ceramic coat it and see how well this car cleans up. I ended up getting my driver's side fender and my hood painted, and because I had some really bad rock chips, and I tried to repair it myself and it just did not work out. But one of our guys, Dave, did a fantastic job at blending. He let me know that the limited paint job is completely different than the normal. He was saying that the base of normal is like red, and then in this one it's green, and just it's weird. They look the same color, but they're not quite the same color. Kind of sad to see my numbers disappear, because, you know, race car, and something that makes this thing stand out. Otherwise, you wouldn't really think twice about this car, except for the giant front mount sitting in it. But I'm gonna try and record. I took the case off my phone to see if maybe I can get some better audio quality. Oh, what's up, guy? How you doing? You just hanging out? You want to help me wash the car? No? Sure? Alright. Hey, beautiful. Chibi's BMW project. Still sitting here. Barely 85. Race tires. Yeah. And if anybody is looking for a STI trans, I got a spare. It's pulled apart. DCCD works. The output gear or transfer gear is good. It needs a 07 limited output shaft though. And then it will need a new tail housing and a new bell housing, because she's a little dickered up, if you can't tell. Some information on this car, because people tend to show some interest in it, is my buddy bought it like 2 years ago, and it was all stock, ran decently well, no power steering, it kept leaking. We replaced the power steering pump. Turns out it had steel washers instead of copper washers, so it was leaking really bad. But it also had a really bad head gasket leak. And so I decided to dive into the BMW world and figure out how to get all of this out and replace this head gasket. Took the head, got it hot tanked, dropped it back in. It took me forever to figure out the timing and reassembling it. Once I finally did, we started it up, and it sounds like a diesel. Well, turns out that we just need to get a thicker head gasket, I guess. Been messing around with it. Thought it was valve lash for a while. Had some other BMW guys come check it out. And we threw ARP head studs on it that are torqued down even further. and it sounds like the valves are just barely making contact with the piston. And so we're gonna try and look either into a thicker head gasket or going back to the stock head studs. Might do the stock head studs and start it up just to see if it sounds better. I might just convince him to get a thicker head gasket and we'll just put it back together and call it good. Only problem is I really don't want to pull this thing apart again. I really don't, but it's probably going to happen. I want to get it out of the garage sometime soon. Maybe before the winter kicks in. We'll see. All right. Enough of that. I'm stop. Let's go wash car. Appreciate it.
One second, Dad. I'm gonna get the water out.
Okay, thank you. Hey y'all, it's later in the day. I had to go take a nap. I'm exhausted. Let's put it on my kid too. So, out here in the garage and getting the car ready. Some people have their own preference on stuff to use for the car. I'm not doing a actual ceramic coat. I'm doing more of a paint sealant just to help water bead off. I use CMX. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the surface prep and then putting their ceramic coat on. I got that one right here. Got a couple bottles of this. I like it. Yeah, it only lasts a couple of weeks or, a couple of car washes. Then you got to reapply it instead of lasting, long term effects. But it works. So I'm not complaining about it. It does a pretty good job. The only other things that I'll do every here and there is I'll actually pull out my, I have a circular buffer instead of an orbital, which I need to get, but I'll buff out my paint, do just like the, I'll do just the clear coat nice and light. And you can probably see right here, something pissed me off the other day. I walked out to my car, and Josh Bader loves to point out every little scratch and dent on my car. I do it to his too, because we give each other crap. But I walked out, and my car had been sitting overnight. Have no idea how this happened, but it's pretty random. But someone scratched, this will focus. Someone scratched the hell out of my handle. You can see it all right down there. I'm pissed. So that's either gonna be today or tomorrow. I have to run over to Bader's house because we're going to Portland to do some tuning with Steve, and I need to go grab a part for our buddy Chandler that's at Josh's house, because Josh flew down so he could work on the Evo, and you can't take that part with him because he doesn't, use baggage or anything. So I'm gonna go grab that here soon. I'm gonna try and at least do the surface prep and get the ceramic coating on my hood and my fender that got painted, because those ones are well unprotected. Thankfully, our paint guy threw like 6 layers of clear on top, so it should be a lot harder for it to get scratched again. And hopefully this thing stays good looking for quite a while. I mean, she's beautiful. Cool, so we got about half the car done with the surface prep, as you saw. Now I'm going to go grab my ceramic coating and do my hood, fenders, and down the doors on this side. Just like any wax, spray it on thick, evenly, and let it sit till it dries, then come back through after only a few minutes, and you can buff it off. You can almost buff it off immediately, honestly. I'll put this stuff on pretty thick, just so, because I haven't done it yet on this paint. Just got my hood and my driver's side fender repaired, because there's a lot of rock chips and it bugged me, and I found out that I'm not the best at rock chip repair the hard way, and it ended up costing me about $1,000, and I had to get my paint fixed and blended. Big thanks to Dave the painter, who did a fantastic job color matching on this car and making it look beautiful again. Alright, so I got that coating on. You can already kind of tell with the light that there's a glaze across my paint. And I did the fender. So I'll wait a few minutes for that to dry. Come back through, buff it out by hand. There you go, you can kind of see it. There it is. You can see the beads on there. So yeah, I'll come back through in a few minutes and buff it out to where it's nice and shiny, and call it good at that. I'm about to take this stuff and go down the driver's side door, and I'll probably do the whole roof at once here in a bit after I do the passenger side. All right, cool, I'm gonna get this done. Now, I'm not sure if y'all can see this while I'm wiping it off, but I'll end up doing a nice little walk around after I get this all buffed off. I'm sweating a little bit. It's starting to get dark and the mosquitoes are about to start coming out. I'm gonna try and finish up so I can close up the garage. Hope you understand. Damn, she pretty. Could almost use this thing as a mirror. God, I love this car so much. That's why I always want to take care of it. Let's see if I can do this. Darn, besides that rolling the door. There we go. There you go. For a nice little comparison of how clean this thing actually is. I'd say that stuff works. Does a pretty good job. I don't have any water out here to test pour it on, but figure y'all understand. Might do a little 1980s glamour shot.
I come out stepping out every day like it's a fashion show.
Yeah.
150 on the highway, smashing down fast we go. I got Alexander Wayne around with me, it's a fashion show.
So beautiful.
Hey girl, hey, how you doing? How you doing hiding in there? Now I'm trying to hurry up and get this finished so that I can run over and grab Chandler's blow-off valve so that we can run out of Portland and do all of our tuning. Trying to also beat the mosquitoes because they're starting to come out. But yeah, it's almost done. I just got to do the back end on the trunk and then she should be good. I might end up coming out here another time to buff out that handle with the scratch on it. I guess we'll see. Too bad I can't turn my camera around while this thing is recording because iPhone, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to apologize real quick because I'm not used to being on camera except for when Josh is recording and I just happen to go over there. I'm trying to get better with actually recording what I do and talking, but my public speaking probably isn't the best. Granted, I kind of have to do that for work. You'll never really hear me talk about what I do for work because chances are if it's on YouTube or on Instagram and I'm out with my friends in Mexico doing stuff or whatever hoodlum stuff I get into, I can't really bring my work into it because then I can get in big trouble and that doesn't work for me. I don't feel like getting in trouble. So, I'm gonna finish this up here real quick and get rolling out. Hopefully y'all actually enjoyed this video and it was beneficial to some people. One of my next videos I'm gonna try and do is I'm going to attempt to do a like a breakdown of the money I've spent and put into this because I get asked a lot. How much money is in it, what have I bought. I'm actually gonna I have an Excel spreadsheet that I decided to make because I got asked so much that has a pretty good idea. I'm gonna tell you it's quite a bit, but at least then I can actually go through and I can talk to people about, hey, here's what parts are where and kind of describe why, and I hope that actually helps people in decisions and making and building their cars. Yeah, hopefully you liked the video. If you did, or if you didn't, I don't know. Please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, but if I get enough subscribers and eventually become monetized, that means I can end up making money to get parts and keep doing stuff to this car and keep making videos for y'all. So in a way, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out so I can keep entertaining you and go bigger and better and even further.
Last year I kept it on the tuck, ayy. 2020 I came to fuck it up.